Last category for naming ionic compounds, and then we're done. Then you can just move to your independent practice. Then you, like, if you did the worksheet in order, which I hope you did, you're just done, which is great. Naming ionic compounds. Ionic compounds with polyatomic ions. So what is a polyatomic ion? A polyatomic ion is a molecule. So it's a group of atoms, hence the phrase polyatomic, meaning many atoms, that carries a charge together. So for example, this polyatomic ion is called acetate. Its formula is C2H3O2. And that entire structure has a -1 charge. Okay. Sulfate, SO4 2-. That SO4 is covalently bonded together, and the whole thing carries a -2 charge. So polyatomic ions are ions that are composed of many atoms. The rules are that we list the cation first and the anion second. Don't change the name of the polyatomic ion. Leave it alone. Like, we don't, nothing with "-ide", just leave it alone. If necessary, indicate the charge of any transition metals using Roman numerals and change the suffix of the anion to "-ide". I want you to try these on your own. You are going to have to refer to the common polyatomic ion sheet. That's okay. You should be referring to that, your periodic table. I'm going to give you 4 minutes, and I will see you guys in 4 minutes. All right, scholars, let's go over these. So looking at my periodic table, I know that Na is sodium, and it is a main group element. I know that OH is hydroxide. My sodium has my +1, my hydroxide has my -1. That's my polyatomic ion. So the name of this compound is just sodium hydroxide. Copper 2 sulfate. The symbol for copper is Cu. I know from the name that it has a +2 charge. Sulfate is a polyatomic ion. SO4 2-. Still using the crisscross rule to balance my charges. So I get Cu2, SO4 2. Notice how I put the parentheses around the SO4 to indicate that there's 2 of that entire thing. But ultimately, this reduces to a 1-to-1 ratio. So I get CuSO4. Ammonium chloride. Ammonium is a polyatomic ion. And it's a special polyatomic ion because it's the only one that has a positive charge. It's +1. Chloride is chlorine. And it has a -1. I'm going to use my crisscross method. And I find that I have 1 ammonium and 1 chlorine. That's my ammonium chloride. This one is the hardest one because it is an ionic compound composed entirely of polyatomic ions. This right here is our ammonium. This right here is our nitrate, both of which are polyatomic ions. And the name is just ammonium nitrate. But what you had to do is identify that it's an ionic compound which has no metals in it, but just polyatomic ions. So that's what made that one so tricky. All right, scholars, that is it. That concludes this video. You are all set to begin your practice problems. Best of luck, and I hope that you are finishing up your AP Chemistry summer homework. Have a wonderful day.